Also not likely to be highlighted at the Republican convention, but down here on planet Earth, we pass another tragic milestone. The death toll from coronavirus is now over 180,000 American lives. It comes as we learn some shocking new details about the Trump administration's pressure campaign on the CDC from the New York Times, who reports this, quote, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention was instructed by higher-ups within the Trump administration to modify its coronavirus testing guidelines this week to exclude people who do not have symptoms of COVID-19, even if they have been recently exposed to the virus. That's according to two federal health officials. Joining our conversation, senior spokesperson and advisor for the DNC War Room, Lily Adams, also with us, practicing physician and a former Obama health policy director who worked on the country's H1N1 response, Dr. Kavita Patel. Dr. Patel, let me start with you. Donald Trump has said this out loud since the beginning, that the only reason we have cases is because we test. It seems like he's finally got his way.
That's absolutely right, Nicole. And look, I try not to be, you know that I try not to be salacious or emotional about this. Put a fork in me, I'm done. This is ridiculous. This is now just one in many sequences of events that we know of, Nicole. So, just briefly, as a reminder, the CDC, just in a quiet, quote, way, stated that if you're asymptomatic and if you've been in contact with someone who has had COVID, close contact, you don't need testing. Well, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that that'll make numbers lower. That will decrease the daily count of the coronavirus. So you are absolutely right. And in a press briefing today, we even heard that the CDC's recommendations were heavily edited by Dr. Scott Atlas, Dr. Fauci, and Dr. Birx, quote, amongst others. And that, to me, is just unacceptable. Every American should be dramatically concerned about who has their best health and their interests at heart.
Well, Lily, it also comes at a time when Donald Trump is asking moms and dads to do something really flippin' terrifying. Send our kids back into classrooms if school's open. The scariest way, the only way to make that more terrifying is to say you can't get a test unless you have symptoms, especially with kids.
Well, that's absolutely right. I mean, what you've seen from Donald Trump is that he wants to just pretend that this will magically disappear, that it will miraculously go away. And so he is using political pressure against the CDC so that he can pretend this is not happening, that 180,000 people, have not died from this virus. But I'll tell you, Nicole, talk to any family member of any of those 180,000 people. This virus is very real, even if it's not on stage at the Republican National Convention.
Well, Lily, it's more than not on stage. I mean, they are crafting a show in which COVID doesn't exist. Melania out there yesterday, dressed to the nines, but not with a mask. A crowd not sitting in chairs 6 feet apart, but very close together, a smattering of masks. Donald Trump, holding events inside the White House where no one is wearing a mask and no one is 6 feet apart. I mean, they are crafting an alternate reality where COVID isn't ravaging this country.
I mean, it's true. He wants to pretend that we're not hurtling towards 6 million cases. Again, that 180,000 people haven't died, including 1,200 people just yesterday who passed away from COVID-19. The only numbers, Nicole, that he cares about are his poll numbers. That has been the case from day one. And unfortunately, it's deadly.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.